Welcome back to the Lightning Step Couch. My name is Benjamin Turner. I am your behavioral health advocate. We are sitting here in Denver, Colorado for NAATP Conference 2024. I'm privileged to have sitting next to me Melinda Lehman, the Executive Director, Behavioral Health and Accreditation at the Joint Commission. Melinda, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Can
Glad to
you
be here.
can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your role with the Joint Commission?
Sure. I'm Executive Director of the Behavioral Health and Human Services Program, so kind of like the buck stops here as far as accreditation goes. We do business development primarily, but I also work with a large cross functional team on standards development, work with our surveyor team, work with our standards experts, all of that sort of good stuff to make sure that we've got an accreditation program that's really going to help the providers.
How'd you get
Do
into
it.
this?
How did I get into this? I got into pharmaceutical sales. From then went into healthcare marketing, and from there went to the Joint Commission. And I've been in my current role about 2 years.
Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Joint Commission? So, for some of our listeners that may know the name, can you tell us what you do as from the Joint Commission?
Sure.
Yep.
Joint Commission accreditation is basically a good housekeeping seal of approval that not only does the org think they are providing a high quality, safe place for recovery to happen, but that the Joint Commission has sent a team of surveyors in to do and to observe and talk with staff and do an evaluation. We come in every 3 years and we give them, well, it used to be a big book of standards, now it's digital. But there are a lot of standards that we ask them to be in compliance with when we get there. And our survey team does a very thorough review and make sure that they are meeting those national high quality standards of care
Okay.
and providing a safe environment.
Can you talk about the benefits of being a member of Joint Commission or being accredited by Joint Commission?
For the providers, what it really does is it helps them reduce risk. It helps them demonstrate to their payers that they are providing high quality care. So it helps ensure that the payment is delivered faster. And really, it helps standardize an organization's policies and procedures. And that standardization really helps reduce variations in care to make sure that every individual who visits that organization gets the same high quality, safe care. And so for consumers, it's really a mark of an organization that has outside experts have their eye on it, and really can give them, a first step
Mhm.
assurance that that organization is
Yeah,
in the
I
right
think that's
direction.
important because it speaks to the reputation of the facility and the steps that they have gone to make sure that they're providing the correct care when it comes to somebody who's looking for treatment. It gives them a ease of mind, a peace of mind, knowing that this facility has met these credentials. Is that correct? Is that the idea?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And in addition, one of our requirements is that you post somewhere to the individuals that you're serving that if they have a complaint, they can bring it to the Joint Commission. And we tell them we will come out if, we get a complaint, we're going to look into it. If we feel like it needs warrants an unannounced visit, we're going to show up on their doorstep and look into the matter. And if it's severe enough, we could yank their accreditation.
Yeah. So that's great because it keeps them on their toes and keeps them honest.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a facility that may not be accredited by Joint Commission. What are the dangers, or not dangers, but what are the concerns that could happen if they're not accredited through Joint Commission?
Well, one of the things the Joint Commission does is look into not just the safety of the facility, but the safety of the individual served as well. For instance, we have standards around the fact that they have to really do a screening for suicidality if they're a danger to themselves or others. And in substance use disorder, that can be pretty high.
Mhm.
But we require our organizations to do this screening. If the screening is positive, they have to do a little further questioning and an assessment. And if that assessment comes through that the individual needs help, they need to help that person find the help they need. And so the danger is at another organization, they're not doing that. They're just going right into the treatment protocol. And that puts individuals at risk. There's other things too, obviously, fire escapes, ligature
Yeah.
wrists, all sorts of other things.
Yeah, but those are major. I mean, those are some of the small things that you might take for granted within a facility, and because you're checking those boxes, you're making sure that there aren't any of those minor inadequacies within the
Yeah.
facility.
Yeah. And I,
Let's.
I will say on the ligature wrist, which is, somebody could hang themselves from
Mm-hmm.
something. Um, this is not a hospital situation, and so they don't have to erase all of them, but they
Mm-hmm.
have to have a plan. Maybe it's better observance or something if they've got something going on that they know might be dangerous to someone.
Yeah, that's neat. I never really thought about how the Joint Commission and accreditation process really guides the proper workflows, and what the processes are within a facility, really guided by this accreditation process,
Yeah,
correct?
exactly.
Okay. Are there any misconceptions about the Joint Commission that you would love to dispel to our listeners?
First of all, we don't cost $100,000. Second of all, some people say, oh, well, they're just for hospitals. Now, it's true that we started in the hospital industry in 1951. We're the oldest and largest accrediting body out there. But really, um, I worked for just the Behavioral Health and Human Services Accreditation Program. Our standards are just for these community based behavioral health and human services organizations.
Mhm.
And so while we have that medical bent from our former life, doing hospitals, and they like to keep some things consistent across the various programs, it's really a benefit to organizations because throughout healthcare, they know our name.
Mhm.
They know we're synonymous with, a quality program, and it can really help organizations
Absolutely.
that way,
Uh,
especially with the focus on integrating
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
co-occurring disorders.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about it. Can detail kind of the process? So it's a new facility or a facility that has not been accredited by Joint Commission. How do they start the process?
They give us a call. We have staff just to help organizations new to the whole process
Hmm.
through the whole thing from their decision making and getting a price quote to we'll supply them with a free trial version of our online standards so they can really see what accreditation entails and we'll hold their hands through the whole process.
Okay.
Basically, it's reviewing the standards, conducting a gap analysis to see of your policies and procedures, got it, need it kind of
Hmm.
thing, and putting that in place so that by the time our surveyors arrive, they are in compliance with the vast majority of our standards.
Okay. And you survey every 3 years.
Mhm.
And how long does the survey process take?
The survey process is totally self directed, so it takes however much time you want it
Okay.
to take.
That's
If
very good to
you
know.
want it
Yeah.
very quickly, we can do it usually in as few as 3 months.
Okay.
And we've had some people drag it out to 3.5 years.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah, most organizations go through it in about 9 months, nine
Okay.
months to a year, 6 to 12 months.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you sitting down with me. As we wrap up here, is there anything I've left out? Is there anything that you really want our listeners to understand about the Joint Commission? I know we talked a little bit about the misconceptions, but any lasting message you want to get out to them?
Just that we are so grateful for the providers out there who are doing what they do every day to save and improve lives. We hope that we can have some impact on their facilities and to help them improve the quality of care and safety that they're providing. But really, it starts with them, and we're so grateful that they're out there making the world a better place.
Absolutely. Yes, I appreciate you going through that. Again, Melinda Lehman, Executive Director, Behavioral Health and Accreditation at the Joint Commission. Melinda, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And that's it.